Yensid Organist here.
And Stitch Fun.
And welcome back to Learning Redstone. So, I was thinking about the order to kind of take in this series, and I thought it would be more fun to actually jump into learning how to do some things. I was thinking about maybe introducing circuits today, but I thought it might be more fun to actually learn some stuff hands-on. So if you missed the last episode, we went through all of the various redstone components that there are in the game and my basic knowledge of what they do. So today we're going to get into a few challenges. So these are based on a video that Mumbo Jumbo did a while ago. If I'm remembering when I downloaded the world, it's either in 1.12 or 1.13. So there might be new redstone components since this video was released. But we are going to be playing through, he gave 15 challenges, 15 redstone builds for beginners, basically things that they should know, like things that everyone should know when they're designing redstone. And so what we are going to do is we are going to work through all 15 of those challenges, and I'm going to go ahead and link that video down in the description, so if you want to play along and see Mumbo's explanation of how he does everything, you can do that for yourself. So, challenge number 1, door opener. So what we have to do is we have to find some way to, when you step on a pressure plate, have it open both doors simultaneously, and either pressure plate should do that. So, Stitch, what I have done here is I have set up one of these for each of us to work on with a wall in between so we can't see what the other is working on because, you don't want me stealing your ideas. And then I'm not really sure how I'm going to deal with editing this video because obviously if I sit there and narrate what I'm doing, Stitch, who is sitting right next to me, will probably hear. So you're either going to watch this with some music in the background, or I will overlay an explanation of what I'm doing after we record. You ready, Stitch?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. So, how'd this one go, Stitch?
Good.
Good. Alright, so I have a couple that I came up with here. So this is the first one. And then this is the second one. There's a little bit of delay on the first one. Because what I did was I inverted the torch symbol, torch, in here, so we have redstone torches under here that were initially on, so I had to turn them off, and then I had to power them from there. The second one doesn't have the delay. Can you guess why?
Mm-mm.
So I took out a step. These doors are currently open. So if you look underneath, there are torches in there. I placed the doors in a different way so that when you power them, they close technically. Okay?
Okay.
Alright. So what did you do for yours? After I kind of helped you give you some pointers on it. So what do we got in here? So we got redstone powering a torch tower. Nice. Or repeaters powering blocks in a torch tower. And there you go. Nice. Okay. So how'd you feel about that one?
That was really hard.
It was more challenging than I thought it was going to be. I was like, oh, this won't be too bad. I know how to do this. Oh, yeah, it took a little bit longer than I thought. Okay. Shall we take on challenge number 2?
Sure.
Okay. Depending on how long this video goes in terms of editing, this might be a second video, so we'll just deal with that then. Okay, so challenge number 2 is what I'm calling one blink. So, we have here a lever and a redstone lamp. The goal of this challenge is when you flick the lever to have the redstone lamp pulse once and then turn off as soon as it does. And then when you turn the lever off, nothing happens to the lamp.
Okay.
Sound like fun?
Sure.
Okay, let's get to it. Stitch is working out her attempt
I did
at
it. I did it. I
sounds.
did it.
You did it?
I did it.
Oh, okay. Well, I was going to say, this episode is brought to you by one of our mascots, Mr. Cow, the Redstone Master. Stitch seems to have claims she has accomplished it. Let's see it. Stitch. 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 The challenge is to get it when you turn on the lever. Okay, so I'm going to let you off the hook with this one. So this is where we probably should have taken a look at some circuits, although the circuits that I would actually have looked at for our first look at circuits would not have included this. So come over here. The only reason I was able to come up with this is because I actually knew what circuit I needed for this. But you see, when we turn it on, it flashes, and when I turn it off, it does not. Okay? So, if you come around to the back, this is what is called a monostable circuit. And what it does is it gives an output in one state and then doesn't give an output in another. So when I turn the lever on the other side, it powers this line. This line is powered into this block because of the direction it goes, which temporarily runs a signal through the block into the repeater, which powers the light. Does that make sense so far?
Not really.
Alright, I'm going to take that out. If I do just that, if you come around to the front, you'll see the light is on. Right? Because my redstone line comes into the block, the line is going into the block, which makes this block powered. The repeater takes that power and puts it into the block behind the lamp, which powers the lamp. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. When I put a piston in here, the block that is next to the piston is going to get powered. So this block here is powered, the second block here. When I put the piston there, it will then power the piston, which will cause it to extend. I need a sticky piston in there, not a regular one. Okay? When the piston extends, the block isn't here, and so this block isn't powered, which means the repeater is no longer powered. Okay? So when I flick the lever, there is an instant that this block is powered before it's pushed out of the way. Then as soon as it's pushed out of the way, the lamp goes off. Okay? When I turn it off, the power goes out immediately, so by the time that's retracted and this block is back in place, there's no power for it. Okay? So what this is useful for is it gives you a one-time signal, and it's called a monostable circuit. Now there are different types of monostable circuits. There's what's called a rising edge and a falling edge. I don't know the difference between those, so I'm sure people in the comments can explain the difference and what they're used for. I think a rising edge is when you turn it on, and a falling edge is when you turn it off, but I'm not completely sure about that, so hopefully our commenters and viewers will enlighten us on that. So, yeah, so that's how you would do that. Do you want to go ahead and make one yourself? Is that what you're doing? Did you get it?
I did it.
Oh, aren't you fancy? Not quite what we were looking for, but yes, that is how that works. All right. Block powering. We didn't really talk about that last time. Please don't shoot me. But do you kind of understand like how blocks are powered and not powered?
Kind of.
Okay. So, if I have a lever on this block, and I turn it on, anything connected to this block will have power. So if I have a piston, if I have an observer, what is going on here? What are you doing? Hey, I'm trying to explain something here. Exactly, actually, yes, put that lamp back there. Okay? So when I do this, everything that's connected to this block has power. Now, the observer just detects it and outputs a very short signal. But that's how that works. So if a block is powered, anything that's touching it gets power. Does that make sense? Okay. Alright, so I think that's going to do it for this episode. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Yeah, if there's ways we could do these better, or, explanation on the monostable circuit, I would definitely appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you have enjoyed. See you real soon.